If you were to take a poll and ask people what beauty is, you'd probably wind up with a host of different answers. Some people, for instance, would look at beauty as something that's only attractive from a visual perspective. For others, it comes by way of how an object or time period affects them on an emotional level. For us, it was when we opened the garage at owner Brian Hobaugh's house and saw this jaw-dropping 1965 Corvette Stingray staring back at us. My name is Mike Musto. Each week I travel the country with the goal of showcasing the best and baddest muscle cars and hot rods around. Every car has a past and every owner a story. Welcome to the world of big muscle.
I got into cars because of my dad, plain and simple. As a little kid, I was growing up, of course, playing with Hot Wheels and little cars and stuff, but when I was 6 years old, my dad took me out to the local autocross in Pleasanton. My dad said, "That's cool, I want to do that." So one day he got the nerve to go back there and he got hooked on autocross, and 6 years old until now, I've been out in the parking lot racing autocross. The first car my dad took me out was my mom's 1974 Camaro. My mom that was her daily driver, and it was the perfect autocross car to start at, so my dad just kind of took the car over. He got tired of that, he wanted to go a little faster, so he sold that and bought a 1972 Camaro Z28. He ran that for another 3 or 4 years. There was a new class that was forming in SCCA in the early 80s, about 1983. And the Camaro was a good, fast car, but in that class was the Corvettes. They were legal in that class, so my dad wanted to be ultra competitive in that class, so sold the Camaro and bought this 65 Corvette.
That sound never, ever gets old. With every car we drive, that first startup is one of the sweetest sounds that I hear during my day. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one hell of a cool automobile. This is Brian Hobaugh's 1965 Corvette Stingray, and it is simply a riot. Look at the specs on this car. It's got a 364 cubic inch small block that pumps out 500 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. Stroker motor, all low-end stuff. It revs to 7,500 and handles like it's on a rail. You've got 315s all around. 315, 30, 18s in this car. Those are steamroller-sized tires. You can pitch it into the corner, and I mean, it's like any other car, right? When you first get in and you start driving it, it takes a few minutes for you to get used to it because you have to figure out exactly what the car is capable of. Now, for me behind this, I mean, we're just really playing. We're not doing anything that's out of the ordinary or crazy, but I can tell because I've been behind the wheel of so many different cars that this thing is just set up to a point that is just unbelievable. The other cool part is this car's been in Brian's family for 30 years. 1983, his dad bought this car, and the only reason he bought it was to run it at autocross. There has not been 1 year since this car was actually purchased in 65 that this car hasn't been run on an autocross and in some kind of competition. How many other cars can say that are this old? Maybe a handful, maybe a handful. You know, just the looks point of view, he nailed it. I mean, look at the fender flares on this car. They're monstrous, but yet it looks so right. It was done so tastefully and in a manner that every other 63, 64, 65 Corvette that you're going to see from now on, you're going to look at and go, I kind of wish it had those fender flares on it. At least I know that's what I'm going to do.
Back when this car was purchased by the original owner, he purchased it with the sole purpose of autocross. He did a little show with it, but it was autocross. So in 1965, when he picked it up, he took it home and he cut the fenders off. He immediately put the big race tires on it. And then he built the flares in the front. Those were done 65, 66, you know, when it was relatively new. And it had rear flares, but not this big because they didn't have tires that big. The third owner that had it, Larry Park in the 70s, he made the flares bigger in the back, which is really close to what you got. I recently just had the car painted at my shop, and I slightly modified it just to make it a little cleaner on the edges. Other than that, this car, the way you see it, it's been like this for well over 30 years. The body hasn't changed. So this car has been this cool for that long.
You know, right now we're doing, I think, 20. So if we run up through the gears and just roll, I mean, the thing revs to 7,500. Oh man, it's just, this car is so good. First off, the original owner didn't see a need to improve on what is perhaps one of the coolest interiors of that era. Brian's dad didn't see a need to improve on it. Brian did not see a need to improve on it. What that meant was that we have stock gauges. These aren't aftermarket. These are stock 65 gauges. And it really, really lends to the car. Everything works as it should. Information is presented clear as day because the gauges are that big. And it doesn't take away from the car. I mean, its interior is a stock 65 Vette. That's what it is. No bells and whistles because the car doesn't need them. Even underneath the car, the suspension, yes, it's been modified, but it's fairly original, meaning, you know, spring perches and everything like that are exactly as the same spots that they were when the car came off the line in 65. You know, upper control arms, stock 65. Now, you guys might notice right now that I'm stuffed into this racing seat and I have a 5-point harness on right now. And there's a reason for that. The handling of this car is such that it will toss you around like you can't believe. And that's not a criticism at all. It sticks like glue. I mean, you come into a corner, throw it in, and there's no lack of confidence. You just kind of know where the car is going to stick. You know, a lot of that is due to the suspension tuning that Brian has given it. It's due to these big 315 series tires on 18-inch wheels. It's unbelievable. I mean, I've driven, and you guys know this, and I apologize if I say it again, but I've driven a lot of cars, and I'm always amazed when we drive these pro touring cars of how good they are and how good the owners have gotten them to be. You know, and the fact that it can go out and go toe-to-toe with a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Corvette, that's a massive achievement. A massive achievement. Look at this. This is fucking outstanding. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. This is so good.
Yes, my daughter, she's 15 right now, and she gets her permit actually next month. And she's excited to get in this car. So, and I'm excited, my dad is too. We'll have 3 generations driving this car at the same time. For many years, I thought this car was the ultimate street car. This year, I'll be at the Optima Ultimate Street Car Invitational. And I is super excited about getting out there and showing this what this little car can do. People know this car and love this car, and the cool thing about this car is not only locally, but since we did travel, and a lot of people around the country know this car, and I get so many people say that this is their favorite autocross car, and they've said it for 20 years.
I mean, do I wish there was a little more ground clearance? Yeah, I do, but it's not my car, so what the hell? It really doesn't matter. And you got to remember that Brian autocrosses the crap out of this thing, and because of that, he knows the ride height at which to set this car at. He knows how it should handle, what it should feel like, and what he needs to get is those winning results, and he does. I mean, Brian's one of the guys that shows up at the autocross, and everybody goes, shit. Because they know if he's there, they're in trouble. The fact that it looks like this, drives like this, and handles like this, obviously it's just an added bonus. It's one of those cars that when we show up and we see the car in person, we realize just how much we love our jobs. We realize that, my God, there are still people out there that have the vision to take a chance on a car and not build it for somebody else, but build it for themselves, their family, and how, you know, and they use it just to make stories. If this car could talk, think about the stories it would give you about Brian's dad, about Brian, about the future stories that are going to be presented to his daughter because of it. They're wonderful. They're just simply wonderful, and it's hard for me not to kind of get emotional because these will never be duplicated, ever.
What I love about this car is the history of the car, the bond between my dad and I. This car is going to stay in the family. I just can't see selling it. My dad and I have talked about, oh, it'd be cool to have a new Corvette because they're so cool. But they're not like this car. It's never going to happen. I won't let them sell it. I'm not going to sell it. Yeah, there's just too much in life to get rid of something that's such a part of you.
I want everybody to pause for a moment and really look at this car. Think about its organic shape, the flowing lines and the powerful stance. Understand that it was not crafted in some high-end Italian factory, but instead built on an assembly line in St. Louis, Missouri. It featured fuel injection, a fully independent suspension system, and had the name Stingray grafted onto the front dash panel. It was uniquely American, and to this day, it is still one of the most beautiful cars to ever have emerged from the General Motors design studios. To Brian, we say thank you for letting us drive this car, and we look forward to checking in with you again soon to see what your daughter thinks of it.